Hey, good morning everybody. It's about 7 o'clock a.m. on this TGIF Friday, September 23rd. That's right, September 23rd. And you know, I want to talk about something that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are wondering right about now. You know, recently I did a 3-part video called The Sonic Genesis of Summer 2011. And in the description I said it was a self-interview. You know, a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, that watched that video, those that like it and thought it was informative, those that criticized it and want to make fun of it, or fun of it I should say, probably wonder why people like myself and others out there do what I described in the description as a self-interview. Why would we do that? Well, here's why we would do that. One, when I did my retrospective, yes, it was a bit of a self-interview. Some of us look straight in the camera like I'm doing right now, and some of us look off like we're talking to somebody else. To me, a self-interview is looking off into the distance like you're looking at somebody else and talking to them. You see, I realized that not a lot of people, in fact not many at all, would want to sit down with you on a stool like this or on a chair and talk to you about things like, say, the Genesis story arc in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books. They wouldn't want to sit down and talk to you about your retrospective and thoughts on the SatAM cartoon series or the Rescue Ranger cartoon series, or anything else that you might be a fan of or that might interest you. So what do? Here's what you do. You type down or write down the questions you feel somebody could ask you, or you ask people out there, what kind of questions would you like to ask each other or have asked to you, and then you gather those questions, you try to answer them yourself. And how do you do it? Like I said, you get in front of a camera, and you basically look off in another direction like you're talking to somebody who's interviewing you, and you answer the questions. But how do you know they're asking you questions? Well, as many probably saw on some of these videos, like my Sonic Genesis of Summer 2011 and my retrospectives, when you look off into the distance and you answer these questions, the questions appear right before you discuss those questions or you answer those questions. That, in turn, helps make a self-interview interesting. Now again, I know some people might criticize that because they think it's stupid that you would act like you're being interviewed by somebody when in fact you're just doing it yourself. It's not stupid, folks. You know why it's not stupid? Because it gives you practice. It gives you practice. This is one of the things I learned when I was in high school. When you're interviewing for something and you're talking to somebody, you always want to find ways to practice. When I was in one of my classes that I took during my senior year, which was technology, we had to do a video, kind of a video interview of each other, me and a partner. And we did a video interview and presentation of what we were working on what technology and computers and stuff we were working on. And we had to explain it. You see, what I'm saying, folks, is as ridiculous and as stupid and as immature as some people may find self-interviews, like what I did for the Sonic Genesis of Summer 2011 and my retrospectives before that, they're not that stupid. They're actually informative and they're good for practice. Because just imagine this, folks. One day you could end up being interviewed for a video series. Let's say for some odd reason, a video company decides to come out, like say RF Video, let's say they decide to come out and do a documentary with interviews and everything on, let's say, Comic-Con, or Summer of Sonic, or the Furry Fiesta, or the FurCons. Let's say they decide to do that, and they're filming all this footage. But then they decide it's time to do some interviews. Do you look straight into the camera? You just might. I have the documentary Forever Hardcore, where some of the former ECW alumni do that. Or do you look straight at the interviewer, where the camera's on you, but you're looking at them? You get what I'm saying? What if somebody's interviewing you for that documentary, and you're, instead of looking at the camera going like, oh well, this is what I thought, you're looking at them going like, oh well, this is what I thought. Get what I'm saying? That's the kind of practice a self-interview can give you. Now, you could take that advice and use it, or you could just continue saying what you feel, and you could continue saying that it's useless, that it's immature, it's stupid. But you know what, folks? It's not. You know, because there are those out there, believe it or not, here on YouTube, Dailymotion, Blimp.tv, you name it, that do these kind of self-interviews. How do you think they can get in front of a camera like I do and talk? It's because they do self-interviews. How do you think sometimes when they interview for a job they're applying for, and they somehow pull off a decent interview? It's because they practice it themselves, do a self-interview. So that's basically what I did for the Sonic Genesis of summer 2011. That's what I did for my retrospectives the year before. I did a self-interview. The same could be said for the controversial figure in the Sonic fanbase, Richard Kuta. He's done the same thing. So don't think for a moment that it's stupid, because it's not, folks. It never has been stupid, and people have probably been doing it a lot longer than you can expect. So that's just my take on the self-interview method that I use, and I'm sure many other people use for their videos when they want to talk about some things, whether it's through doing documentaries or doing little special 3 to 4 part videos, if not full-length videos, if they have the unlimited time frame, like I do. So that's just my take on it, and that's, in my opinion, why I do it and why others do it. You got a response to that? Respond down below if you like. Comment down below if you like. And peace out.